Hey guys, welcome back to the Align Podcast. Today we have a special guest, Tara Plaza, who's been with us. I had to chase her down for a while before we actually got her on the team, but she's officially with us. She's been with us for probably, I think 2019 is when you joined, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2019, absolutely crushed it through the COVID years, which I thought was very interesting because we were kind of shut down up here and you're just
Yeah.
slinging left and right. But tell us, before we get into that, let's talk about like, how did you get started? What's your background, where you're from, that sort of thing.
Right. So oh my gosh, what's my background?
Polish.
I'm Polish. But I was like, I never knew like what I wanted to do. It wasn't like, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. Like none of that. So went to I was a teacher. I went then from teaching, like literally like while I was on my preps, I was teaching myself graphic design and I started my own, like I was like building websites and building other people's brands pretty much. And from there, I saw you at a wedding. I think it was like, I don't even know whose it was. I forgot, but you're like, what are you doing? Like you were a teacher. Now you started your own, you can easily do real estate. Like that's like a really great in actually, like, they kind of coincide. It's a lot
Right.
with social media, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, and I really like wasn't thinking about it until you said that. And then I think so many months went by. I wound up going from like, I think I started with Coldwell Banker and then I went over to Remax. And I'm like, what am I doing? I like my only hesitation was the fact that like you were up here,
Well, you and your mom, Gail, too. You were even when you were at Caldwell Banker, you were coming up to our Keller Williams
Yeah.
office. We were doing like live trainings for you, coaching and everything. And I was like, great. Now you're going to leave Caldwell Banker and come to, oh, you went to Remax. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Thank you.
that's literally what happened.
So then, yeah.
So yeah,
And you're right, though. We were so heavy Hoboken and Jersey City at the time. And we weren't even
Yeah.
really doing stuff. Like we're in the Morristown office right now shooting
Yeah.
this. We weren't even doing much out in Morris County. So it's really,
That's what scared me. And like Hoboken just scares me in general, like the whole city life. I'm more country, I'm rural. I'm like, I just couldn't deal with it. Like I swear I have an anxiety attack every time I go to Hoboken. So I can't. But then I don't know, you guys, I was, like I said, I went over to Remax and just honestly, I'm a big on trust. So I need to trust the person like that is like, where I'm making my bread and butter. Like I need to trust you and feel like you actually care and like care really.
yeah.
Like that's honestly where it is. And I was working for one of like a good friend of mine too. I just didn't feel that ever like where I was. I just felt even though like a lot like I was, they were down by me, I just didn't have the support I needed. And yeah, Brett's a very trustworthy guy.
Well, I feel like to that point too, like we always talk about other teams and stuff that's out there. And a lot of times the team leaders too are competing with the agents, which is something that we don't
Mm-hmm.
do. So it's more like,
That
hey,
too.
Tara, I've got this seller. It doesn't matter if it's, and people will actually like, I've heard of team leaders that'll skim, 1 million and up lead sources and stuff like that. I'm not in any of the channels. I don't
Yep.
claim any of the stuff that comes through. I'll still like list a buddy's place or something
Yeah.
like that, but I'm very selective on like who I'm taking. And I always wonder too, like even just from a trust component, how many leads are folks cherry picking that are coming through because they're seeing them first a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't have that. It's like really an open. It's an ISA department. Everybody can
Well,
grab it.
like I've been with you guys for a while now, so I saw a lot of like the transition with getting everything getting all your ducks in a row, really like making your well-oiled machine now, I can
Yeah.
say, like for sure. But it was trial and error and you were just fine-tuning everything. And there was never that wherever else I was. Like it was kind of just like a shit show and they didn't care because
Right.
they were making the money and like whoever left their team. There was no camaraderie. It was just, I don't even know how they can operate like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were so many differences with joining, even when things weren't super, well-oiled like they are now. And it just, I mean, yeah, I did great in those first years before I had kids, God. But it would like when the whole world shut down, I was like, I really felt supported. I was really shocked because I remember I was like talking to Goldfarb, I think, like studying my goals, and he's like, "All right, so like, what do you want to make?" And I think I said, so, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, like 50 grand, and he's like, "Tara, like, think big." And I'm like, I don't know, like, I really don't know, like, I never had like that mindset set. Like I just didn't know it was possible. And then like my first year, I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And then it just like kept getting better. And I'm like, I can do this like so easily. And it was just all because of the way I didn't have to focus on all of the bullshit.
Yeah.
And just like I was just selling houses. I was like double ending things. I'm like, whoa, this is cool.
I remember being on a Zoom with you, or maybe it was here. I don't remember what it was, but it was 2020. I think you sold like 31 homes in the heart of COVID, which was
Mhm.
really cool. We do our Friday team emails that go out, and like Tara it was probably March or April of 2020, Tara's selling like 6 or 7 homes a month. She's putting like a crazy amount in contract. And we're up in Hoboken in Jersey City, and just like our world shut down.
Yeah,
So it was actually
it
a
was
very
definitely different.
that Raritan River, like Perth
Yeah.
Amboy, I feel like there were two worlds. It was either COVID was a thing or COVID didn't exist.
Yeah.
And you're out showing stuff, and we're like, "You're gonna die, Tara! Like this is
Yeah,
crazy."
I remember like thinking about that too, and I'm like, damn, I'm really like risking it here. I would like have my hand sanitizer like like everywhere, touching the doors and like sanitizing everything. But I was like out there, and like I know so many other agents who were just like skeeved out. Like they wouldn't even like hang out with me because they're like, you're like sick, like you probably have COVID. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. No, and it was so fun, and it worked, and you were selling homes left and right, and it was just like, wow, this is awesome. That was like, I remember that was a big year for you. That was like,
Yeah, it
I think
was.
we went from 6 homes to 31 homes. It was like kind of
Yeah.
the how much you leaped. And I remember at the end of the year, I was like, we were trying to figure out. We were on another coaching call, and I was trying to explain how much you made.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know, I don't think I made that much.
I
And I was like,
definitely didn't believe it.
I was like, Tara, give me your login to EXP. And we were on a Zoom, and I think I shared the screen. I went into the
Yeah.
account. I signed in as her, did a transaction export, and then highlighted the spreadsheet and was like, that's what you made. And she's like, oh, wow, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
That was, you crushed it. You know, you
Yeah.
really hit it out of the park. And I feel like that's what's great about you is you've gotten, obviously, getting married is a big life event that requires a lot, specifically on the female side with planning and everything like that. That's a disruptive, attention sucking sort of thing that just takes a lot out of you. Then kids.
I love how you said on the female side because everything is always on the female
It totally
side.
is. And like
No, I'm kidding.
I tried to help my wife as much as I could through
Yeah.
our wedding, and still, it's like she cared about it so much more than I did
Of
with
course,
the detail.
yeah.
I wanted to taste the food, and like
That's it.
that was my main
Yeah,
event.
the
Me
whole
and her
thing, yeah,
dad were
yeah.
there for the food tasting, super important. But it's definitely it's a big life event. And then right after that, then you had your first kid, and then
Yeah.
you had a second one right after that. So it's like
Mhm.
it really, I feel like you've gotten to the point where you've become so efficient and effective with the way that you're operating that like you really know, okay, great, let me turn it on, let me do this, and then you just start pending homes. And now you're at that point where we're in April, and you're getting a little more leverage again, right, in the kid side of things.
Yeah,
And
I'm getting like so my youngest she's only 4 months, but so I'm at the point where I'm definitely like I'll be like texting you like game face, like but I have all the support to do it. And like
yeah,
that's why like I think I just went to that big event that we had, like the women's thing, that me and a couple ladies from our team went to. Like I need stuff like that, but our team offers so much of it to get that fire back under me. And that's what you need, especially when you're just talking to freaking toddlers all day. But that like there's no lack of support and inspiration, I would say, like
yeah,
with our team. So that's good, especially when you're so busy. I mean, since I've been with your team, I've just had, like you said, these big life events, but I was always able to get the traction back.
yeah.
So that's like where I'm at now, hopefully.
No, definitely. And it's like you too. You're really good when you know like, hey, I need a kick in the butt. I need this. I need that. And it's like, great. Let's meet with you. Let's meet with Omar. Let's meet with James. Let's meet whoever. Let's get a plan together. Let's start
Yeah.
doing this again. Let's get this going. And then it's like lightning in a bottle. You just take off. And I'm happy you brought that up too, because what's happening as we're all getting older and having kids and stuff, there's like this cool power mom culture developing within the organization right now with Katie, Candace, and Betsy and
Yeah,
you. And
I love it.
it's really cool to see like that too, because I always joke, probably when you joined the team too, it was just a very like guy heavy. We had a John Belushi poster in our Hoboken
Yeah.
office from Animal House. We had a kegerator, which even had a Sikora group tap on it. Thank you, Jason Joseph, for that. But like that was the culture of the team.
Yeah.
And I remember the girls on the team were always like, "Can we put like rosé in the kegerator,
That would
like
be
just for like
awesome.
1 month?" But it's just
Yeah.
it's kind of now that we all have kids and stuff. I don't even know if there's beer in the kegerator anymore. We're all just tired all the
They
time.
don't have
And
time to drink beer.
yeah, it's like we go sell homes and coach and do that, and then I go home and just raise little animals.
Yes. No, but I love that because again, like just getting back and with our team growing and then being invited to that event, from Katie and Candace and all them. I knew Candace actually prior, but seeing her and just like reconnecting with them, and realizing like, oh my gosh, we have all these new women on our team and they're so awesome. Like they're so inspirational. They're such go-getters,
Yeah.
and I love that. I mean, that's what I needed. So we're gonna be doing a lot more of those events together and collaborating on a lot of stuff, even listings and stuff like that. So I love that. I'm really happy that we're expanding that way and we're getting more of our of the women in this team.
Yeah.
We just got to work on the coffee and the milk in the fridge.
Yeah, we drink. I feel like that's all that's left right now is we drink black Keurig coffee with dirty mugs. No, I'm kidding. I watched that, but like, yeah, there's still a little bit of a frat house vibe undertone coming through. So, but no, it's getting there. It's evolving, and like
Yeah.
we've really spent a lot of times on the systems, like you said. Like I find a lot of realtors are great salespeople, so then they decide to grow a team. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're good small business owners, and that's where like things kind of sputter and stall out. And then from small business owners doesn't mean if you really want to scale a larger organization that you're good at the corporate component, where
Yeah.
really you have checks and balances and everything completely scalable within there, and crazy systems. And that for me, which you were a part of this journey, is I really had to strip it down and rebuild. Like we've tried a lot of different things. You've experienced them. Like, hey, I think we did a CRM switch when you were here too, which
Yep.
that's pretty
Yep.
crazy.
That
And
was.
knock on wood, I hope we never have to do that again.
Yeah.
But like now we're running, now we're humming, and I feel like it's really scalable in a way where it's not going to break. So with that, you were like, oh, well, let's do a Monmouth County event. So it's like,
Yes. I can't wait for that.
so
I'm
May
excited.
21st at Asbury Lanes.
Yep. And
Which is-
then I think the rooftop, right, at Asbury Hotel.
Yeah. So, and then for anybody watching or anybody who wants to come, Asbury Lanes is in the Asbury Hotel. It has a separate entrance, but
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
That's how long I haven't been out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Asbury Hotel and the rooftop, and it's awesome, by the way, if you guys haven't been there. But I didn't know they had that. I'm like, wait, where is there a bowling alley in Asbury?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And it's a super cool space with a stage and everything. So we're going to do a listing heavy. Dan Spitz booked his flight. He's coming in.
Nice.
We're working on some other heavy
Right.
listing agents to be announced, but some pretty like big names that don't speak often at events. So it's super cool to have them.
Nice.
And that's more of like a 2:30 to 5 down there, maybe a little bowling. We don't know. And then we head up to the rooftop.
Okay.
But the purpose of the event is we're kicking indoors in Monmouth County.
Yeah.
And we're renovating the Red Bank office. And
Yeah.
Tara's definitely going to let a lot of realtors know what we're up to and how this well-oiled machine can help them sell more homes.
No, for sure. I mean, I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me about my team, but a lot of them start by saying, "Oh, aren't they more based up in North Jersey?" And I'm like, no, I mean, we have an office here in Red Bank. So like, that's why I'm excited for this event so that they can, understand that we're like right here, and like, let's get them to this office. Let's get them like feeling our culture and our vibe and getting excited about it, because a lot of people have reached out, but they're under that impression that we're like more up north. I'm like, actually, we cover all of New Jersey, and like, we have really strong people down here as well. Like, you should, be a part of that. So I feel like this event will definitely bring attention to that.
Yeah, 100%. And we're renovating the office. We've had the office for a little over a year at this point, but now we're like going to have herringbone floors, floor to ceiling glass, like leather couches. This place is going to be sweet. And that's just like our Morristown. Like our offices are great.
Yeah.
Except for our Red Bank office today, which is going to be awesome.
It is the perfect location though.
I know. I love it.
It's
It's
the
right on
perfect
Broad Street.
location. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're going to keep, I talked to the landlord, we're going to keep that long term. And we just got to fill it with agents now.
yeah.
So cool.
Excited.
Well, Tara, I really appreciate having you on. Always a pleasure. I appreciate you making the trip up to North Jersey. And then maybe the next podcast will be shot down in Red Bank.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me. And yeah, anyone who wants to be part of our Red Bank office, let me know.
Cool. Sounds good. And how do you find you on social?
Reach me at Tara Plaza Realtor.
Perfect. And she's got a ton of followers. Go follow her. She's always putting out funny mom content now. As her
Embarrassing mom
Go-
content, I
go
should
look
say.
at go look at Tara from like 2013 and just follow the journey of like parenthood.
Yes.
And you
Like you can tell I have no shame.
slowly start to lose your mind, and I totally relate to it. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.